Hello, 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 chaps. I've recovered from my possum-harassed sleep, and let's see how badly I cloud myself with this ritual move attack with my Pretender God. Oh God, I'm genuinely anxious right now. I'm genuinely so fucking anxious. Here we go. It's the real deal. With 19 magic resistance, going up to 23. Looks like we get off the full buff script before... What the hell are... They're just miles away. They're just right at the back. Wow, okay. I guess that was for storming the fort. Well, Warrior Illusion got cast. I'm glad I have the fire shield. Temper Armors. Let's see if Temper Armors does anything. Oh, we're only at 31. I thought this would be 32. I swear it reads... Oh, it's because of this. So it's... What? I swear it should be 32. So now it's 32, whatever. 60 fatigue, this is dangerous, but we did get Summon Earth Power off. Flying Shield. I thought they would get cast. Okay, now they're totally fucking cut, and they're not going to do anything. Yeah. Shockwave, just like I said. Let's see if she hits herself. I'm so hyped right now. Oh man, that is disgusting. That is disgusting. One of them just got killed outright. And the fucking snake is doing... Oh, I'm so hype. I'm even playing this replay on slow motion. I never do that. I'm genuinely so excited about that because this is such a schizo special thing to do in a game. It's not often that you teleport your quad path titan into 4 enemy candles on turn 25 or whatever. Oh, fucking Earth Meld. Screw that. We're on 59 fatigue and she's going to ruin it. Watch this. 59 fatigue. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Look at all that poison damage. Now she's on 70, so it's plus 12 fatigue or something horrible. Plus 22 fatigue, minus 10 from the encumbrance. That was terrible. We're going to fatigue ourselves out. Fucking web? Are you serious? That's awful. 80... This is terrible. I mean, at least she's not getting hit so much, but this is just dreadful, dreadful stuff. Where are those Atlanteans? Did they despawn because they're so slow? Oh my god. Combat speed 5. Still good troops, though. This is epic. What's her HP? So her maximum HP is 59. She literally hasn't... I'm not sure if she's taken a single point of damage yet. Yeah. Let's change that. Oh yeah, Shockwave. She hit herself. Look at all these dead cavalry. Beautiful stuff. I'm not actually sure how... I guess I should speed it up a little. I'm not sure how good this serpent is. Oh my god. But between... Look at all this poison cloud. This is so amazing. Oh my god, look at that damage. Oh, it's brutal. These guys are running away because she's got fear. So sadly we're not going to kill many of them. But these sacreds are not having a good time. Oh yeah, shockwave me again. Mummy. Oh. Okay, now she's taking damage actually because she stunned herself. Oh my god, look at that. That's disgusting. Brutal stuff. Wow. Okay, and I'm back. I had to pause it. Let's see. So I can officially gloat about this hilarious intervention. Oh my god, look at that fucking damage. Brutal. Did she just get hit for 24 damage? I think she hit herself for 24 damage. She also managed to poison herself a bit. Wow. So she's actually down to below her current maximum hit points. So we better see the regen kicking in now. And these guys have magic weapons. Yeah, she's actually taking some damage now, I think. But, oh, she's just meleeing. And she's... the fatigue, I forgot to track the fatigue, but it has been going down by 10 per turn. So, you know, Shockwave, let's see what this does. We're on 53. Shockwave will go up to 65. But then we'll come back down to 55, I think, once the re-rig ticks. Oh my god, that is so brutal. And the sacreds haven't fully routed yet. Wow. It's actually actually very good for me that the Sacreds haven't routed. Fire Strike is such a stupid... Well, I guess that was good because it was against a high-value target. It's interesting that these... Oh, so the goats actually don't have fire resistance. That's interesting, because I was thinking that Fire Shield would be bad because these guys have 10 fire resistance. But actually, it chunk through the goats a fair bit. Shit, she took a lot of damage then. I think most of the damage in this fight is inflicted by herself. How did this guy just not hit her or something? No false damage yet. Wow. Epic stuff. Epic stuff. Now they just rout, I think. But that was a lot of kills. Okay, so... yeah, that's the end of... Shit, how did it take 30 rounds for these guys to shoot? Were these guys not shooting for the rest of the combat? I have to watch that again to see what happened. Also so I can masturbate, but... Were these guys just not shooting? Am I imagining this? Oh, I was just so distracted I didn't even hear the crossbow. Okay. But let's watch the whole thing in fast forward now. Because this is just total fucking demolition. I guess this is what happens when you spend about 400 points on your or however much. Just delicious. Absolutely delicious stuff. And she does take some damage, but just not enough. Nowhere near enough. And most of it is from herself. How much damage was that? Was that 24 damage? Let me bring up the we can probably see it here. Wow. She just shockwaved herself with 24 damage, which is half of her HP. Which is a little bit risky, to be honest, but it's worth it because it's such a good spell. Wow. Oh my goodness, this is just delicious. Yeah. What the fuck is this? What the fuck actually is this? I was right, they did stop firing. They were doing hold and keep distance. I think this was fire and keep distance, and it bugged out. Let's watch this bug again. Okay, I got so distracted for the second time that I forgot about the crossbows, but now let's watch them properly. They walk here and they fire. 3 volleys. Then they walk forward to 25 range or so, and they just go back and forth. Which is actually fortunate, because it would have just been friendly fire anyway. But maybe... I don't know what this is. This is a new bug that I haven't seen before, that's for sure. I don't think I've ever seen this before in 6 years of playing this game. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway, that is enough gloating. Now I have to figure out what the hell I'm doing with my Titan after this. Let's have a look at the other things that are going on in the world. So, Emain... Yeah, I did... What the fuck? What the actual fuck happened here? What? What the fuck is that? Oh, is it the mushrooms? Is it the poison cloud mushrooms? This guy is going to be seething so hard. Or did they do hell? Oh, you know what he did? He predicted that my Pretender God would go here. He predicted that my Pretender God would go here, and he did a Hellpower bomb. That's my prediction. That's how they all fucking died. Oh, that is so fucking funny. That is so hilarious. Because, yeah, look, here it is. Because you know what? She might have actually died. She has pretty bad resistances, so some of those like brass claw horrors would have stun locked her, and then she would have died. But instead, oh, that is so funny. Because this was actually a really obvious province to attack. With Pretender God, but I just decided to go to Lucid instead. So you know what, BHS username, I think BHS username is actually more skilled than I am. But I just outschizoed him on this occasion. Oh, that was hilarious. There, yeah. Oh, you beauty. There's the Bellymore horror. And also, even if my Pretender God had killed these horrors, they would have, like, some of them do a lot of, they might permanently weaken her, or they might permanently horror mark her, or, oh shit, death poison. Yeah, here's the brass claw. This is the most terrifying one. Armor negating. Although, actually, this damage wouldn't get in against her protection. So maybe she would have been okay. Like, how is this going to get through her protection? So I don't know, maybe she could have actually killed this anyway. But it's going to be really funny that he found himself. You know, he basically died to Germon's mercenaries. That's insane. That's so funny. Oh, I'm just gloating. I'm gloating so hard. Good lord, that is just delicious. Here's Terrace Peak. So I was trying to... No. Okay, so this is just an expansion, basically. Ironically, this is one of the last independent provinces on the map that we took. Then there's Snowford. Let's have a look at Snowford. This is the... Yeah, I did think Femini would get wrecked on here, and that's probably what's happening. What the fuck is this, man? This is such a tiny force. Why? Why is it so tiny? I mean, that's not useless. But two of the mages are... Oh my god, it's just not enough. It's just nowhere near enough. So, maybe I need to attack... Okay, here's Waywards. Is this where... Oh, this is just my ping of Piren's army. So, oh wow, he doesn't actually have much here. Okay, well, I think we need to attack this. Because I was thinking that Piren would defend this with like all of his forces, but he's actually been greedy against Femini and Marignon, and he hasn't brought them back. Okay, it sounds like we're not getting through here, because okay, I was trying to cut off the retreat route, but it looks like this was me attempting to prevent his troops from having anywhere to retreat to, but it looks like they did have somewhere to retreat to. Let's see if there's any thug items in here. Sermon of Courage. Okay, that's not even a commander. Okay, so no, it looks like there's no... Oh, they're not even commanders, yeah. So that was just my cute little attempt, because actually look at the PD. They could have actually fought this PD and killed it, and that would have been hilarious. But we just got a bit unlucky. And here's my blood hunters. You know, I still don't really know how to blood hunt with human mage. How did this happen? Did he just... Yeah, that's what he did. Okay. So sometimes you don't die, that's nice. But I need to solve this. I think I do need to give them little infamiliars and stuff to protect their lives, because this is just... I don't want to be constantly losing multiple mages every turn. Okay, Enidra we patrolled out. Waywards. What the fuck? Didn't I attack Waywards? Okay, he was sneaking through. Right. So, this is hilarious. But now I kind of have a slight quandary. Do I walk here? I probably do, because these guys are stuck in the palisades if he has anyone there. These guys are too far away to get into Witch's Copse, and these guys probably don't have a laboratory or anything. So I think I'm just going to step into Witch's Copse and then teleport her out, because she is in a slightly risky location outside of her dominion. I don't really like doing that too much. Now, can the Piren cavalry move through all of these provinces? That is my question. Now let's have a look at the Piren cavalry. It's 16 map move. Holy shit, Cloudcap Spires. Oh my god, that's brutal. He didn't retreat backwards, because he only retreated forwards, which is not very useful. So yeah, Femini is not really trying very hard, and I think Pangaea has a peace deal with... So actually it's now only a 2 versus 1 against Piren. So now I have to see if I'm powerful enough to just take on Piren. And oh yeah, and to that end, so let's have a look at how many there are in Snowford. So Snowford has a quite considerable force of 35 Cambion Knights there, and they have 16 map move, and they have to move through 3 plain and mountain provinces. And I'm so confused by this thing where it's like plains and mountains. I really don't get that. But it looks like it's a 6 or something. I'm so confused by the fact that it's plains and mountains. But assuming it's 6, this would be 6, 12, 18 if it was plains. It's going to be more because it's forest. And then... and they only have 16 map moves. So I think he can't do a triple move here. And that means we're going to be going up against the force in Waywards, which is 34 Cambion Knights. He's going to do a big PD dump here, I predict. We only have... Yeah, I'm just... you know, I'm not going to get better use out of these troops than what they're than this right now. So that's why I should go in. I'm going to attack, not because they're necessarily in good shape to attack, but I don't know if I'm going to win this, but I feel like if I just sit around, eventually it'll actually get worse. So that was hilarious, this Lashian fight. And I'm not sure if they can even escape now, necessarily. I mean, you can't go through the throne. You can go through here, I guess. Yeah, I guess they'll escape. But let's actually have a look at the battle report. I never clicked on that yet. So, lost a slow to recruit Caponi mage and 25 Cambion Knights. Wow, that is beautiful. That is just beautiful. So hype. That is so fucking hype. And we've now got a Citadel to boost our Lizard Shaman production. And we've got some other stuff here, which is going on. So, I'm going to pause my turn while I play it, and then I'll come back at the end. Okay, and we're back from the second pause. I've decided to attack Waywards because of seeing these Cambion Knights up here. And I can never be bothered to actually calculate the map move, but I'm pretty sure he can't do it. I mean, what's actually the malus for going into an enemy province versus your own province? It looks like it's +4, except that one of these is mine. So it's +8. And this is +8 each time. So this would be, yeah, this is 14 instead of that. So it's 44, but each step is reduced by 8 because it's his own territory, and there's 3 steps. So it's 20. It looks like it's 20 map moves. So he cannot actually enter Waywards, except for the fact that these do have forest move, don't they? And they probably determine the movement. So actually, this is not looking so good. So yeah. So this is -16. This would be 12. It would be 18, I guess. It would be 18 map move. So they can't quite make it into Waywards, even with the forest survival, in my opinion. Okay, so that's that. And this is just unsupported blob of troops because I'm too greedy to support them with mages yet. And they're also costing me about 500 gold to have these forces. So if I get them killed, then I just have an extra 500 gold, and then I can make more troops. Because I'm kind of running low on gold a little bit, especially since I'm building temples. Like I'm building a temple here, and I'm not building a temple here, and can't afford it. So I do kind of want to get them killed so that I can hire more, basically. Keep the pressure up. So internally, nothing terribly interesting is happening. I made another quill, now I'm making a dreamstone, and I should really be making boots, but boots and earth hammers, but I don't actually have that many earth gems. I should probably buy some earth gems. So I did some more site searching. I don't think I actually found anything. Did I find anything? No, I didn't find anything, but I did get 13 blood slaves, which is pathetic. Anyway, so in sum, we totally dabbed on Piren there. Oh man. And I think we could have actually killed this as well. But it's very, very funny that happened. I just can't wait for his psychological state to collapse. And the only good thing for Piren is that he crushed this noob army. I mean, outnumbered 2-1. Why? What the fuck is this? 31 archers? I shouldn't be so rude about the noobs, but it's just not really working. Next thing, we got some events that aren't important at all. We can't storm Germon's fort, which we weren't intending to. What else is there to say? Nothing really. Yeah, and I guess he probably doesn't have succubi. I mean, it's a bit suspicious that he defended Waywards with this insufficient force. I don't know how he was. Is this force insufficient? I feel like it's insufficient. How does he plan on winning? He's got some slaves. So he has an enormous amount of blood slaves, but imps will just get chopped up by swordsmen. So I don't really know what the idea is there. I guess I can strengthen my hold and attack flyers group right at the back. But I really don't know what his plan. Maybe his plan is Hellpower, but then Hellpower tends to get you killed first, and the demons will, the horrors will just attack his own troops as much as they attack mine. So that's not really going to do anything. Let's have a look at what else there is. Well, he can at least cast Bloodlust somewhere. Where the hell is Bloodlust? So he probably can cast this, and that's a good spell. But it doesn't really make that much difference, because his troops are going to be doing damage anyway. What else can he cast? I don't see anything terribly interesting. The that he can cast. That's Blood Rain, maybe? Yeah, he could cast Blood Rain, but he probably can't, actually. It's Blood 6. Yeah, so I'm going into Witch's Copse. Now, Sorginas have a lot of flying map move. They have 22 map move. So you could actually do the horror trap again in Witch's Copse. And I might actually die to it because this is 1 candle. This is probably more like 5 candles here, if I had to guess. So, or even 6. So I don't really want to fight in Witch's Copse. I'm going to script returning. So either I win because there's nothing worth casting spells against, casting gems against, or I cast returning and go home. Either of which is fine, because if I go home, then I can teleport back out to Koromu, and then I can get Jomon to pay me to clear Lake Fortune for him. And that is... that is turn 25. Yeah, I don't actually have anything else to say, except that I've got these items, but I didn't have a mage here to build a laboratory last turn, so I have no, and I can't teleport the items because I don't have the research. I don't have Thaumaturgy 5, so I'm not equipping my morale items, which is, it's kind of bad that I'm not bringing morale to this fight, but it's more important to go in this turn rather than wait any longer. The other thing I should probably be doing is, so researching the 5th level is 700, so I'm actually only 2 turns away from getting Conjuration 5 for Howl, and the minimum number of mages to cast Howl is probably 3, because you can do Power of the Spheres, but I'm going to make it 5 just to be, just because I feel like it. And that probably still lets me get out there onto the map. It probably still lets me do enough researching to get Conjuration 5 in 2 turns, so the Lizard Shaman is going to be a bit late as well. So I'm being a bit slack. This is just a troop blob with no support, but it's because I'm being a bit greedy, I guess, and a bit cautious. And I think that's all for turn, whatever the fuck this turn is. Yeah, that's all that there is for turn 25. You know what? I'm actually going to play the battle again for my own enjoyment, because it's just so delicious. This was so hype. It really, like I said, it's not every day that you teleport a 4-path Titan into 4 enemy candles to fight a sort of small, medium-sized stack of his sacreds, and meanwhile also dodge a horror trap. 84 fatigue, that's quite a lot of fatigue. But it looks like when she's hit the 84 fatigue, she... still 78. I was going to say maybe she cast less when she got up that. She kept casting. I mean, that is just brutal amounts of damage. She actually poisoned herself quite a lot, which is interesting. It's very interesting that the poison cloud does do damage through 5 poison resistance. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why poison cloud is so amazing compared to heat aura and cold aura, but there you go. So that's turn 25. Absolutely brutal turn. Hello and welcome to turn 26. I think it's turn 26. Now, really, the most important thing is that my troops in Waywoods are starving badly due to a lack of supplies, and even if they weren't starving, then there would still be the problem that they're all melee, almost all melee, and so they might actually get clogged up in a fort breach and just defeated in detail over a very long period of time, because he has a bunch of spellcasters and slight regeneration on his cavalry, which would work very well in a fort breach, and I don't have those things. So I'm not going to continue to siege the fort. I'm going to send some low-quality troops forward onto Holoma and Star Peaks, and they're just going to raid and make things annoying for him. The rest is actually going to, well, I'll leave these chaps besieging the fortress, and the rest will actually retreat to Enidra. Meanwhile, I'm making 4 bags of endless wine. Maybe I shouldn't squander all of these troops. So I was going to send away all of these troops. I think I'll actually change my mind, and I will retain some of them. So to Holoma, I was going to send an enormous quantity of them. I think this is total overkill, rather patent overkill. And I'm actually going to only send this many. And Panbog is actually going to retreat. Not only that, but this force which I was going to send of Werikar. He doesn't need all of those guys. He can retreat with, well, he can send some of them back. So I think we'll put these chaps back onto here, and we can also put some of these golden swords. So Werikar only needs 3 bodyguards, in my opinion. Well, maybe 4. I'll give him 4. And also, who was it? Panbog? Well, Panbog has 3. So Werikar only needs 3 in that case. Yes. So a slight adjustment there, but basically retreating from Waywards, taking a main Hollowmer and Star Peaks, and you know, I need more stuff. I need to put some more stuff into Enidra. One of those things is these morale items. I might even make a second set of morale items, although I don't have to do it quite now because the real support is going to be casting Howl with these mages. So that is what I'm going to be doing next. Casting Howl. I should maybe, yes, I'm also bringing Simios, the Prophet. So I don't know what else they can cast apart from Howl. I guess they can cast Mind Burn and Rage with the Corner Animals only. Wildness, that's not useful. Smite, well, I guess he can cast Fanaticism actually, which might be interesting because I could boost these up to only 3. I mean, how do the spells work here? So Smite, Smite Demon damage is increased by 5. So we could get plus. It's fucking useless, actually, isn't it? It's disappointing. So, yeah, I don't know about that. And this is Holy 3, so I will put him back on retreat. He's rather important. So we're still training full amounts of troops, the same mixture, 2 types of swordsmen, the occasional driblets of crossbowmen, and the sacreds. And the only reason I'm making the sacreds is because they are discounted on their upkeep. So that's our internal development. Oh yes, and we're recruiting Howl. We're researching Howl, I should say. Maybe I should look at what else I can do with nature. So I could do group regeneration. That could be interesting from the lizard shamans. I could do group regeneration. That's not very useful though. And I could do some more evocations. Yeah, Breath of the Dragon would actually be kind of useful with these lizard shamans. Breath of the Dragon. It's a bit of a shame that it would put Stormwind on my pretender, but I think she would still cast useful spells anyway. I think I'll go for the amalgamations. And the reason I want to go for the amalgamations is so that I can summon some in Enidra, put them on patrol, and yeah, I'm just getting way too paranoid about succubi. And also Perrin still has some troops around here, Elkland, so that's quite useful. So we'll do that, and then Jomon. Oh yes, my pretender did not get back. It's amazing. So she didn't cast a script because she didn't run into a strong enemy stack. But what she did do is she managed to use up her nature and air gems on off-script casting while refusing to cast a script. So I'm not very impressed by that. She summoned air elementals to kill an independent PD commander. Let's see what else there was in Witch's Copse. Yeah, nothing. I can't believe it. It's amazing. It's amazingly incompetent. Then there's Waywards. Actually, Perrin was patrolling. He forgot to cancel all of his patrol orders, so he actually lost some troops here. Granted, I lost a couple of troops as well. And I'm sure he knows that my guys are starving, or he suspects it. So what else do we have? Yeah, my plan is to just get my Titan back home, take Koromu, liberate Lake Fortune for a payment from Jomon, and I also want Waywards. I feel like if I take Waywards, then goodness, I'm so close to Perrin's capital. You know, things have actually gone quite badly for him. And the other 3 players are well disposed towards me because I didn't attack them and because I diploed with them in a polite manner. But objectively speaking, I'm definitely ahead of Perrin right now. Now let's count Perrin's provinces. He probably does not have Evoker. So he has 1, 2. I don't know how he got this province. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why am I restarting the count? So 4, 8, plus 5, 13, plus 3, plus 4. So that's 17. He has 19 provinces. Now let's count my provinces. I might actually win this game, because he has 19. Meanwhile, I have 10 along the edge here, plus 1, so 11. Then plus 4, so 15. Then plus 2, so 17. And we haven't even got halfway through. So 17 plus 7 is 24. Then I have another 3, so I'm at 27. Then I have another plus 4, So I'm at 31, but I have this central cave as well. So not 31. I'm actually on 38 provinces. So I have more than twice as many provinces as Pirenne does. And yet, these noobs have been so sort of, well, I guess Pan actually pieced out. So Pan and Femini might end up fighting. I suspect it. I'm not really sure. They might also invade my caves. I don't know what will happen next. But I feel like Pirenne won't really be scaling very well now compared to me. I mean, granted, my scaling is pretty poor, because scaling I mostly mean research and blood hunting. So my blood hunting was 16 slaves, and my research was 400. So not very good. A lot of my gold, probably most of my gold, is being spent on troops, not mages or infrastructure. Although I am building a lot of temples. I do actually have 10 temples and 9 dominion strength. And that really is just to, well, it's slightly useful for morale, but actually it's mainly just to strengthen my Titan. It's funny how these cavemen are still guarding all of the entrances other than mine on turn 26. Crazy stuff. So my internal development, I guess the other thing is that I'm still finding magic sites. I found a magic site here, a maze, and I found a magic site here, an overgrown lake, which is 2 gems, very nice. So, I mean, it's late era, so the site discoveries are always quite disappointing. I mean, let's have a look. +7 is very good. +1 is like the cap. +3 is not bad at all. +4 is actually very good, considering we have none of that from the cap. +8 on Marignon, which has sacred pearl summons. That's good. +0, well, we don't have fallen angels yet, so we don't have any site search. And +3 and +2. Well, +2 is terrible, actually. I've site searched so much, and this is the only site I've found outside of the capital. So, you know, it's a mixed bag. But if we look at the gem income, I mean, this is going quite well, actually. And if we look at the blood income, it could be worse. It could be nothing. Research still accelerating. I mean, these are just graphs that are going up, aren't they? They're not very interesting unless I cast a Akashic record on Pirenne, which I might do, but I don't need to do it right now. So I'll do it in about 5 or 10 more turns, maybe. So that is that's turn 20. In fact, Pirenne should do it on me and then use that to persuade everyone to attack me before I win the game. Because, I mean, it's turn 26, so 1/3 of the way through the game. Or less if you count the expansion phase as rather boring and uninteresting. So we're about 1/3 of the game, through the game, and I must control. I don't know how many provinces there actually are. Is it 25 per player? So I'm not double size yet. How many provinces did I have? Doesn't really matter. Whatever. That's turn 26. So my plan to take Waywards would probably involve a huge amount of extra like random scouts and indie commanders. First off, so that I don't get memed on by succubi. That is the main thing. That is the... And also I need like damage, ranged damage, so I don't get fort breach. So some crossbows are nice, but he can easily cast air shield a lot, so that's not very powerful. So I need some spells. I basically need Howl, and I probably need some lifelong protections. And I think, hopefully, my blood hunting does increase pretty soon, and to that end I'm actually going to stop making priests, which I made out of an abundance of caution about my pretender god. I'm going to go back to making blood hunting mages. Apart from the lizard shamans, they're still good, and I'm going to make blood hunting mages in the cap as well, and those guys are actually going to be properly bodyguarded and equipped and everything to survive the peasant assassinations. So I should probably bring these guys along. Actually, what I might do with these guys is I might forge a bunch of this item. Where is it? Mirror of Trapped Images, just to spam warrior illusions. Like 6 of those on independent commanders that have like slave collars to protect them from succubi. That would be very useful in a siege. So it would really go on to... They can just kill the archers on the walls. Very nice. So I kind of want Howl plus lifelongs plus illusion mirrors. Maybe that's a bit greedy, because it'll take me a while to make all of that, unless I don't wait for the hammers. Anyway, so that's turn 26, and I need to buy some earth gems, I think. Doodles. Hello, chaps. It's turn 28, and the big news is I'm heading into this battle in Waywards, and these troops are actually not in a big juicy line formation. So next turn he will have 90 Cambion Knights and about 30 mages here, which is quite terrifying. And he will have about 300 Piranian swordsmen as well. So I retreated from the fort, of course, and decided to go back to Anidra because, and when I first came to Anidra, I delayed attacking Waywards by 1 turn. Then I attacked it, then I moved back off it, and I also lost like 100 troops on raids up here. Speaking of which, let's show you one of those raids. This is just horrendous. No, look at this. The bloody commander died to a woodsman shortbow right at the start of the battle. And so they just melted away, and that was the end of that. Very frustrating. Also, my pretender got this thrown back off the troglodytes. My Call of the Winds here just failed because he put a few PD points down. I didn't find any blood slaves or sites, which is depressing. Jomon took this province back off me, which is fine, of course. And what else is going on? Towers of Heaven. So yes, this province was still not expanded into on turn 28, which just shows you how strange this game is. And, the Paren player hasn't managed to find time to expand into here either, which is nice. Let's see what else is going on. Nothing really. So anyway, my point is I've delayed attacking this fortress by like 3 turns by shilly-shallying. And I probably maybe I should have stood on the fortress and fought him this turn, honestly. But I didn't have any mage backup, and I kind of wanted to have some mage backup just to be on the safe side. And now let's talk about the mage backup. So there's really 2 things. I have 2 Fire 1 mages casting 4x Nest of Salamanders and spending 20 gems to do it, which is not ideal, but it's not very efficient. But they have 3 piercing damage, so eventually they get through. And forecast of this is 80 salamanders. So eventually they do get through 21 protection. I've seen that work against Makone. And then they just they absolutely ruin who they're attacking because they do death poison damage. So that would be very useful, actually, because he doesn't have archers. So they won't get winnowed out. They will actually do damage in melee, guaranteed. The other thing to know about my forces... yes, the troops. The actual troops are important. So I have 2 of these commanders with all of the leadership items. So these are at 18 morale. And meanwhile, these guys are at 20 morale. So they will stick around for a long time, which is fortunate because they'll be taking a huge amount of damage from the Peranian cavalry. The other thing I have is 140. I have about 140 crossbowmen, and I've decided to put them right at the front, so that they can kill a bunch of enemy blood slaves and mages, hopefully. And they'll do pretty good damage to the enemy swordsmen as well. I also have... endless bags of wine. As you can see, 324 supply usage, which is all that this province can grant to its occupiers. So that is about right. Actually, let's do Y here. So 627 troops in total. I've got some hold and attack flyer troops to protect my mage ball from enemy imps, which is definitely going to be important because there will be imps. And I also have a little piece of armor on my lead mage. Hopefully he doesn't get interrupted because... that'll make me a bit suicidal, because Howl is the main spell. This is the main thing I brought to the table here in terms of magic, and it is a forest province, and my troops do have enough morale to survive a fair amount of time, in my opinion, even though they'll take damage, but they won't rout quickly, is my point. So I think I will win this. Howl in the forest is pretty good. I think doesn't Howl actually increase if there's more, if there's a bunch of casualties? It doesn't actually say that. I must be thinking of shark attack. So that's a bit disappointing. And yeah, they may attack from behind. So this army it doesn't have line formations. They're sort of scattered all over the place, which is quite good for defending against Howl. But it does mean that the contact line will be more efficient for me because I have those big, beautiful attack rear line formations. So I think I'm going to crush this battle. And I think Paren has, he's pulled everything. So it seems like he only has 3 forts. He only has actually let's count his provinces. He has 7 plus 4, which is 11, plus 4, which is 15, plus 6, which is 21, plus this one in the hole here, which is 22. And he doesn't have anything in the central cave. So he has 22 provinces. Meanwhile, did I count this one? I don't know if I counted that one. Let's just double check. 6, 10, 11, 15, plus 7. So yes, 22. Meanwhile, I have 4, 10, 11 because I've got the cave. 11 plus these 5 up here, which is 16. 24 with these 8 here. 25 with this one. Then I've got another 5 here, which is 30. Then I've got 34 from these 4 out here, conquered from Paren. Did I say 34? And then I've got 41 in total because I've got these 7 in the caves. So I have 41 to his 22. So I almost have double the province count. And I've been doing less fighting, because he's taken little bits of damage, I think, from the noobs at least. Probably not anything significant. So I feel like I might just be able to beat him in Waywards right on his doorstep, because I just outmass him in mostly in the sense of troop count. But having Hal, having a Lizard Shaman Communion as Marignon is very good, of course. So I think that discusses the situation with him. Pan decided to back out of fighting him, which is a total pussy bitch move, and I don't really know why he did it. I guess they're all noobs, so who cares? Femini is going to attack this province, and then hopefully he'll take Tunnels of the Lost as well. He might even come back to fighting Peren, but I feel like Peren is putting some effort into Diplo, and the noobs are quite suggestible. So Femini will probably attack me in future, and it doesn't really matter. It'll take him so long. Femini units have low strength, so it'll take him absolutely forever to take Glanis. And, you know, I think if he attacks me, I will actually just make assassins and assassinate his commanders using lifelong protection assassins, which would be, and you do need spider boots to do that, to climb the walls. But it's going to work, and it'll be quite funny. Kind of bad manner play, actually. Jomon, I think, will probably continue to support me, at least until he gets Blightlands. And I can even offer, if I take Waywards, I can even offer to, he can have Peren. And then once I take Waywards, I can branch out into here a bit. I'll take Haloma, Starpeaks, or Strandry. But I don't actually need to conquer Peren entirely if Jomon is coming in here to deliver a finishing blow. Maybe he's not capable of doing that. But maybe after I take Waywards, I could go and kill Jomon, but I just feel it's not very important, because Jomon has 8, 9, 10, plus 6. He's got 16 provinces, so it would increase my province count by 1/3, and it would remove an opponent entirely. But it would reinforce the... But then, he would squeal, I guess, and I would be attacked by both of these players probably, at least, maybe Pan as well. So it would be a 4 versus 1, where the guy I'm actually putting off kilter and destroying is not really a threat. And I feel like I can Diplo him instead, because I've done so much for him. I saved his Latienne fort, for example. And I've offered to clear this province for him when my Pretender God has time, in exchange for a payment, but he wants me to do that, I'm sure. So I think I should just keep the pressure on Peren. And yeah, I should actually just keep funneling troops and mages. If I capture Waywards, I should just go for this province, actually. I should take it for myself. I guess the Succubi could really ruin me on its walls, and it does have 1400 siege defense, so I might be better off taking Garillion first, but then that leaves me open to be attacked by these guys, which would be at least annoying. It's not like I can easily defeat them with 10% of my forces. I do need to apportion some forces, so I'm not really sure how I'll approach it, but if I take Waywards, I feel like I've probably won the game, and I can go back a little bit, and I can take another 3 provinces here. This one is a very nice province. I can afford to place forts down, and I can just become unkillable strategically. So I'm almost at the cusp of victory. This is a very important battle. I definitely have an advantage right now, and I will become the clear winner of the whole game if I just win this battle, I think. If I don't win the battle, that's also okay, because I'm spending 600 gold per turn on upkeep for all these troops. So it's okay if they die. And if I lose the battle, I might change my strategy. I don't know. It's not going to be good. If I lose the battle, he'll take these provinces back. It'll be pretty ugly. I am bringing more lizards so they can cast Hal in this province as well, even if these lizards die. But let's not think about that. Let's see how it goes. And research is still pretty poor. I'm getting alteration, then I'm getting thaumaturgy for teleport item, actually, which is going to be useful with my Pretender God. I don't actually know why I'm getting these. Just kind of force of habit, I suppose. I should probably go for construction 7 and make an enormous number of lightless lanterns, but there you go. Also, Pangaea has ignored my offer to buy earth gems off him, so I think he has been diploed into viewing me as the threat to win the game, which is correct, so I'm not going to complain. So I can't trade with him or Peren, and I'll try trading with Femini, but I don't really want to sell my glamour gems or my astral pearls. So I think my best option for buying earth gems is to take Lake Fortune in exchange for 15 earth gems. So there you go. Toodles, that's enough for this turn. Hello, 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 chaps. It's turn 29, but I haven't looked at turn 29 yet. This is still turn 28, because after all my commentary last turn, I wanted to remind you that actually a spell that I'd forgotten does exist, because it's new, so I forgot about it. It's called Nightfall, and it will put -3 attack and defense and precision on all my troops, so the precision is relevant for the crossbows. And he can cast this after Twilight. He can definitely cast this. And his troops have dark vision, so they'll only get -1. And so it'll be a -2 debuff on all of my attacks and defense skills. And that actually might tip the balance into me losing. And it's a much more powerful spell than Howl, because Howl will probably just get outweighed by the enormous quantity of troops. So I actually now think that I will lose this battle. That doesn't necessarily mean I regret taking the battle, though, because I still expect to inflict a lot of casualties on him. And I've already made these troops. So there's nothing else I can actually do with these troops other than just sort of stick around here, which would be extremely lame. So anyway, let's go into the next turn, hopefully, if it's arrived yet, which it probably has. Turn 29. I'm so hyped for this. Battle in Waywoods. He better not have pussied out and hidden in the fortress. He fucking did he? What? What? Oh, he attacked me. Oh, and I managed to take Waywoods with the attack from the side. Okay, so the battle is not in Waywoods, although I managed to lay siege to Waywoods. Instead, he attacked me in a Nidra, which is quite good in terms of morale. But wow. Let's see the damage thing. Not very much damage. Shit, that is bloody deafening, isn't it? Anyway, here comes the Nightfall. And he's also casting a lot of imps and a lot of lightning, but we knew he would do that, of course. Shit, it's bloody deafening for me. Ow, my ears. Anyway. Hey, look at that. They're getting kind of surrounded, so hopefully they'll take some damage here. Except they're getting... Oh, there's the Bloodlust. Look at this. This is absolutely brutal. And there's my Howl. It took a while to come in. It looks like he doesn't have the spell I was worried about, which is... The spell I was worried about was Nightfall. He's not casting that. And we're getting some good surrounds on the edges here, so our attack rear might hit his mages eventually. Although it looks like these guys are getting tangled up. What's his morale like? His morale is 12. And my morale is like 19 without any experience stars. We've got a whole load of more troops filtering in here into this part where he's threatening to break through. We've also got some salamander asps. So the salamander asps are going to be very useful, actually, I think. And the Howl is going to be very useful too. I am worried that... Oh, hey, he's routing. He's already routing because his troops have fairly mediocre morale. And his mages might fall asleep and get killed. So I'm quite excited for this. The only question is whether... Oh, shit, are my troops routing? How are you routing with 17 morale, you fucking piece of shit? Oh, and my PD is... I only put down 20 PD. Are these guys routing? The fucking commanders better not be routing. Oh, they're trying to stand behind the furthest back troops. Fucking pussies. Oh, this is looking like a disaster. Because the Cambion Knights are breaking through here. And we haven't reached his mages yet. So this is looking... Oh, we're chain routing. Why are we routing so early? It feels like we're routing early. Oh, well. Let's see if my mages escape. We're already routing on turn 15. The crossbows aren't routing though. That's kind of weird. Oh, and his mages routed a bit. What are these? Warrior illusions. He cast a lot of warrior illusions there. Oh, and I lose all my lizard shamans as well. That's not good. Hey, are his guys almost routing? No, they're just chasing something else. Oh, well. Well, that was not a good battle for me. So I was right that I could lose it, except I was wrong about the reasons. Oh my goodness, and he lost almost nothing. Look at this. He lost basically no Cambion Knights at all. Wow. And I lost 443 troops. What a clown. And that wasn't even with Twilight. Wow. That is quite something. That's what happens when you don't get a magic support, I guess. The good news is, though, I didn't lose my commanders, so I didn't lose the morale items. Although maybe the morale items were slightly counterproductive here. At least he had to put in a lot of work in terms of gem expenditure. But I sort of clowned myself a tiny little bit there and fucked up. The question is now whether I can actually... Oh, hey, look, it's it's just 90 Cambion Knights and Peranian Swordsmen. He's completely surrounded on all sides. And that's quite funny. I mean, this is not actually a bad situation, really, because I probably want to get rid of the Astral Serpent and replace it with this. I forgot to make it. I forgot to make the bloody item. I was going to make a shock amulet to deal with the shock damage that he's going to inflict. Yeah. Well, let's go back into. So he's got some thugged up Cambion Knights. So we might be having some problems here. This is quite a complex situation. Hello. It's the second part of the Turn 29 video, and I've realised something very important, which is you cannot retreat to the province you're in unless it's a fort, which it isn't. So all of the commanders that retreated from this battle in Anidra on the Peranian side died. And so if we look at this, that's most of the commanders. And actually, in terms of gold losses, this is basically even. Maybe he only lost 7,000, although if you look at the 2 Cambion Countesses, that's 700, and the 2 Cambion Queens, that brings you up to 1,700 if they both fled, which I'm not sure. But let's actually take a second look at this force and see how much of it is left at the end. Okay, so here's where we start to rout. Actually, they're not routing yet. These Hands of Justice are routing. So let's have a look at the Hands of Justice. You can actually do this. You can have a look at how well they manage to resist the temptation to rout by seeing how many of them are dead when they actually rout. Hand of Justice. So you can see that actually they didn't do very well. Oh no, hang on. Look at that. Look at all those... yeah, I don't know. They could have stayed a bit longer in my opinion, considering they do have 18 morale. Then we run it for a bit longer, and here's the big rout with the Royal Guard that are 21 morale. And I was slightly disappointed by that, but if we go into Royal Guard, I mean, they were taking the brunt of this whole battle, and, you know, these guys aren't dead, but then you scroll down, and oh my goodness, you know, most of them are actually dead. Yeah, that's a lot of dead Royal Guard. It's clearly about 2/3 of them. They might even be HP routing. So they actually did okay. And another thing that you might not have caught here is that the Salamander Asps did actually... Are they still alive here? They did actually inflict some poison damage. So I think the Salamander Asps may have got some kills. They weren't a total waste. And now, yeah, these guys are routing as well. Basically the same story. Most of them died. Anyway, the really interesting point here, though... And look, here's Twilight Caster routed and therefore died. That's a Peranian Monk and a Cambion Queen, slow to recruit mage. Boom, dead. And it took a little while for all of us to get killed. Where are the lizard men, actually? Okay, here's the lizard men. It looks like their bodyguards even routed. And these are all warrior illusions, so they're screwed. And you can see how I put charged body on the little royal navigator and then had him retreat. So they're doing some damage now. Sadly, I don't think they killed any Cambion Knights with that because it went on to these warrior illusions. And with that, the battle ends on round 28. And... let's have a look at what's left. I think we can probably do it with the unit overview. Oh yeah, we can. Well, that's very fortunate. Because we can actually now switch to owner. And we can say that he has hints of the Blood Bishop, a Peranian Swordsman, and 2 Cambion Knights. No, this is going to be a fuck up, isn't it? We're going to have to do it by... Shit, man. You can't order by status? That's unfortunate. Wow, XP. How did this guy get 120 XP? That's amazing. Okay, I'm going to look through by unit type. So all of the black goats are dead except for 1. The blood bishops are mostly gone. There's 1, 2, 3 blood bishops left. And you can maybe click on them? Yeah, it looks like you can click on them and see what they've got. So 3 blood bishops. And they have blood too, so he could do some blood bursting against my Pretender God. Then let's see what he... we can also get to review just how many blood slaves this is. So this is... I'll just count them. So that was 55 blood slaves that he used up. Then let's see what we've got. We've got a Cambion Count with a great sort of sharpness, who retreated and therefore is dead. This is gone. So he can't use that to attack my Pretender God. This guy also routed and is gone with his Great Sword of Sharpness. And this guy, another Blood 3 mage, well, she's not a guy. So let's look at what he's got left then. He's got Edorta with the Mace of Eruption. He's got this guy, that's just a mage. And he's got this guy with the Mage of Eruption, and he's got this guy with no weapon at all. So the only weapons he can bring to this fight, bear in mind there's a laboratory in this province, he only has 3 Thug Chassis, which are these a Cambion Count and 2 Cambion Kings. And they just have, if he can equip them with Serpent Chris's, then they could deal damage to my Pretender God and kill her. But there's a big caveat, which is they will also die or rout very quickly. This guy has, yeah, both of these guys have low morale. 12 morale, 11 morale. And my Pretender God has fear. And she won't die instantly, no matter what they have. So you look at gearing these guys up against my Pretender God. Ideally, you give them a couple of morale items. Well, at least one morale item against fear. And you need poison resistance because she's using poison damage. And you need lightning resistance because she's casting Shockwave. And you need like a little luck amulet, and you need a good weapon. This will do nothing. Well, it won't do absolutely nothing to her. With Bloodlust, it'll get through her protection, and it'll do about 5 damage on average, I would say. But this is actually, these are head hits, aren't they? Only on head hits do you get the bonus. So you can't hit a Titan on the head because she's too tall. That's literally a game mechanic. So I'm not sure. He has 2 Maces of Eruption and 2 meaningless shields, and he probably doesn't have Construction 5, and he probably didn't make relevant weapons. And to be honest, I'm a bit insulted that he thought this could kill my Pretender God. Maybe I should have brought my Pretender God into the battle, but she was too busy reclaiming my throne. So I got greedy, but it kind of turned out okay anyway. I don't really regret that. I wanted the throne back, okay? The throne gives me +1 magic dominion. I want it back. Then you've got all these Cambion Knights who, they won't have Blood Surge. They will have Bloodlust, so they'll have 22 damage, and it doesn't matter. It's not enough to kill her protection at all. Then you've got the Cambion Queen retreated, dead, and another Cambion Queen retreated, dead. Let's scroll past my stuff, because that's all, of course, dead or retreated. It'd be nice if it showed you whether the retreat was successful in this screen. So many imps, which is not a bad play at all. Who did I summon imps from? I don't remember summoning imps. So many deaths. So many tragic deaths. And it looks like we've scrolled through all the commanders, have we? Are the commanders at the top? No, the commanders are not at the top. So we get to see what else he has. He has 5 Sorginas, and they were all Air 2. Yes, he lost 5 Air 2 Sorginas. And if we look at Sorgina randoms, I think they have 3 or 4 random choices. So he won't have that many Sorginas that are Air 2 specifically. So, in order to fight the stack in Anidra, in order to defend Anidra against my Titan, he would have to bring a lot of really good gear to the table, which he won't have. He just won't have it. I don't think he'll have it available. I think he's been under too much pressure this game. I don't think he even has Construction 5, because this nation's mages can blood hunt without dowsing rods pretty well. And so I think his only play is to recapture Waywards and script this whole army to retreat, which is going to be pretty painful, but because more of them will die. In fact, both of the Cambion Counts might die on retreat because their morale is quite low. So, but it's what I would do. Well, actually, he could retreat. If he scripts all the knights to retreat, then they all retreat. Okay. So I think I think his play is to accept that he can't fight my Titan. Recapture Waywards, which I can't stop him from doing, unfortunately. Although I could teleport. I could do an ultra big brain move and teleport into Waywards. But then if he scripts his army to retreat, then it will actually retreat from Waywards into the fort and into Star Peaks and Haloma. So, so I can't counter his retreat strat by teleporting here. I can only teleport here and just say, well, okay, you get to script everyone to retreat into Waywards. There's nothing I can do about it. And what am I going to say here? What am I saying here? Well, I could technically push him from Waywards into Anidra if this force... There actually is a chance that this force will prevent his movement. That's crazy. Except it doesn't even matter because I'm starting a battle here anyway, which I will win, I think. And even if I lose this battle, then he'll have to deal with this, which, you know, he might actually win the battle. And if he wins the battle, then he can actually kill all of my troops, which is not exactly ideal, I guess. Yeah, I might totally clown myself and lose all of my troops for the second time in a row. Then I really am screwed. And he doesn't have any vulnerable mages either, so wow. I might actually just lose this whole game right here, because it's pretty scary. How many troops am I moving? 366, and this time he doesn't have the Royal Swordsman, he doesn't have the Marignon Swordsman, and he doesn't have the magic, although he can probably still cast Twilight. Wow, he could actually, if he kills my Pretender God, he could actually win the battle and destroy my entire fucking army again. And that would not be good for me. But that's okay. Not much you can do about that, really. I'm now wondering if I should even attack. I'm actually wondering if I should even attack, but if I were him, I would actually try to kill my Pretender God. I would do a huge PUD dump. Except he probably doesn't have items. It depends whether he has good items or not. This is going to be tense. I think even if my Pretender God dies, then she will probably kill off a bunch of Cambion Knights, because if he doesn't send the Cambion Knights into battle, then the thugs will die. And also, yeah, I'm just going to assume that my Pretender God wins. And therefore I don't have to worry about my army getting clowned. Hey, and if my army gets clowned, then I can sort of complain to Piren, I can complain to Pan and say, hey, come please bail me out. And Jomarin's going to get Blightlands at least, and I prevented Lashian from becoming a Marignon as well, so that's quite nice. I should probably warn him about this force here. There's 90 Marignon swordsmen. It's, okay, it's 14 movement cost to get there for him. Let's have a look at the movement speed of these guys. Map move 11, okay, so he can't defend Blightlands. And he doesn't have Air 2 Sulkinas, so he can't ritual move here. He can only bring in equipment using the laboratory. Yeah, I'm going to assume that my Titan wins, and that therefore I should keep the pressure up with my army. In fact, these two mages, I was going to move them back into the main army, but now I'm not sure if I should, and I think I'm actually going to preach here, just to increase Dominion, because I do want to get my Dominion onto Waywards. If I can do that, then I can really punish him. I think that almost covers everything this turn. I'm also doing a little make plague on his capital, just to try and inflict morale damage. It doesn't really matter. I'm still training. I stopped training the Golden Swordsman, the Iron Swordsman. I think I'm only going to make the Royal Guard from now. And I also stopped training troops here, partly because I'm building palisades here, and I did a couple of PD dumps somewhere. No, I actually didn't. Partly because of that. It's partly just because I need to train more mages. Like, I made a huge amount of troops and then they died anyway, so I'm barely ahead of Piren actually on development, leaving aside that he just lost a bunch of mages. I need to get ahead on research, and I need to get ahead on blood hunting. So I need to stop making... So this guy's going to die because I forgot to give him bodyguards. So I need to emphasize my domestic development more, because at this point my army definitely cannot beat his. My Pretender God sort of can, but of course she's constrained by Dominion. And one last thing, look at what he used. I mean, he attacked from Waywards into Anidra, right? At the same time as I was trying to attack from Anidra into Waywards. But look at what he did to secure his retreat. Nothing. This was his entire option for retreating troops, which is actually really weird, because he has low morale mages that might flee. And, you know, I had a huge wall of stuff. So, yes, he was confident that he could beat me, but I'm not sure what his logic was. I think he must have moved some troops out from here and forgot to put them on move patrol. Because look at this. Anything could have killed this. A single air elemental, a single sacred, and he just maybe it was like a typo and he just forgot to do it, and he planned to. We did find an ice mist here, which is it's air gem income. That's very nice. What else is there to talk about? Well, Femini and Pan have backed out of the alliance, and Femini might even attack me. Pan, of course, can't attack me, and Jomon is still my ally. That's turn 29. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like there's something I wanted to say that I've forgotten. I've been recording for 15 minutes, so I probably said everything. Oh yeah, did I mention that he could cast Nightfall, but he oh yes, I forgot the Diplo. See, he messaged me. Yeah, Perrin actually messaged me asking for a peace deal. Because and he suggested we could both go after the noobs. He said, "Have you noticed that your only remaining ally, Jomon, still hasn't cleared that underwater siege while playing as Jomon, the nation that is basically underwater, and has contributed 1 army to the war, which I beat with a pile of research mages? All I'm saying is that, given you built a 4 versus 1 coalition against me, this really isn't going very well." And I think he's bluffing when he says that. On the other, which of course is why he's asking me for peace and not the other way around. Then he says, "On the other hand, you're individually competent, as am I, and we're on opposite sides of the map." He says, "I can't invade you without dealing with Jomon," which is not really true, because I'm invading him without dealing with Jomon. So that's not actually true at all. Then he says that his much-delayed research is now online, which I guess must mean his Nightfall. So Nightfall, because his troops have dark vision, would apply -3 to my troops and only -1 to them, so it would be incredibly brutal. And I, in fact, expected to lose the battle because of Nightfall. And then he says that I can't invade him, which is because Marignon comes online too late. I'm not actually sure if that's true, because I could actually, in fact, maybe, having thought about that, he's calling me late game. He's calling me late game because he thinks I'm going to do blood hunting. Screw that guy. Okay, well, I can't. I am going to do blood hunting, but in theory, I could attack him now if I had enough air mages to spam lightning bolt and air elementals. No, we can't do air elemental spam, but I could do lightning bolt. So he's kind of right though. So basically, he's saying, so what if we just didn't do this? We cut a peace deal now, pick a border, eat our respective puny neighbours. Then once blood magic is fully online, we have a nice little devil's war, and no one else gets in the way. And then my reply is, I'm attacking you precisely because you're the most skilled opponent. And while it's true that late age Marignon is late game slanted, I prefer to be aggressive. And of course the crucial point is, which is what I say, it's not like we would have any kind of peace deal if this was a 1 versus 1. Which it more or less is, because none of these other players can win. Femini could certainly do a lot of damage to me, potentially, they probably won't. But yeah, none of these other players can win. Then he says, fair enough, can't blame me for trying. Now, my interpretation of that is, of course, that he wants to save his stack, his 80 sacreds, from the rape which he senses is imminently coming. And by the way, I don't know why he expected to win the... I'm starting to think he's not actually that good, because he's made 2 mistakes. One is not securing a retreat route in Waywoods. Another is arguably that he didn't secure one of these provinces as well, which I think he probably should have. A third is that he didn't wait to research Nightfall before attacking, and I don't really know why he feels under pressure. And a fourth is that he had 5 or 4 thugs, but like 2 GSS thugs in enemy dominion against this Titan is probably not good enough. I just don't think they would kill her. So I feel like if I'd had my pretender god there, which I could have, then he would have failed. So yeah, I feel like this attack just isn't very good, and now he's trying to save it. So I feel like him asking for a peace deal. I mean, look at what he did to my army. He destroyed it. He absolutely fucking ravaged it and destroyed it. He even killed the mages too. So I don't really have anything going here. And he also knows that these other players can't win. So if he's asking for a peace deal with me, it must be because he thinks I still somehow have an advantage against his army that just won a battle. And of course, that can only be my pretender god. Then we chat a little bit more, and he mentions... oh yeah, He says there's a particular reason. Yeah, I told him I hope you can see the funny side of a 4 versus 1, even though it's now collapsed into a 1.5 versus 1 if we're rude about German. And these two have backed out reasonably enough. Actually, Pan shouldn't be backing out. Pan is a total bitch for backing out, frankly. It kind of makes sense, but he should have asked for more. He should have asked for more. And what else is there? Oh yeah, he also, BHS username, the Paren player, has said that there's a particular reason he's been so aggressive in Diplo, which he'll explain when the game ends, and he expects me to agree that it's kind of funny. So that is quite interesting, and I don't know what that is. I really don't know, because I know what his build is. It's nothing interesting. So I really don't know what that's all about. I'm going to move this guy to the edges here, and I might actually try to do some seductions of my own, which would be funny. I wonder if you can seduce a succubus. Probably, probably not. That would be crazy. That would be hilarious. What are we looking at here then? Yeah, that was just the Diplo. So I refused his peace deal, and I've sent him a little message. I've said, if you manage to kill my attendee here, we can still have that peace you offered, right? Now, in terms of the broader game state, he actually can't kill my army anymore if all of his Cambion Knights die, and then he only has like 30 Cambion Knights left. Because they are good, but they're not so good that they can win when they're massively, massively outnumbered by these swordsmen, even under Nightfall. Like, if they're outnumbered enough, and if I can bring in some chaff as well, like I've made one lifelong protection, which in retrospect was a bit stupid. Oh, but I can put the lifelong protection on this assassin. In fact, I need to forge this thing so that he can assassinate through walls. Although I don't think he'll be able to assassinate into a fort, but at least he can assassinate defensively when I don't really have any palisades that I'm looking to defend. Whatever, I'm just going to do it anyway. That is turn 29. See you chaps next time. I'm going to press end turn now after double checking my Pretender Gods script, which is on cast spells. These three very important ones. Although I might actually skip out on Body Ethereal because it does nothing against... I might actually do Temper Flesh. It does nothing against the thugs, and I think the thugs are the only things that can actually kill her. So if she's looking at 24 damage opponents, what is the actual value? Let's have a look at the actual value. The actual value is 23. 23 damage with Bloodlust. She's already got more protection than that. Then Iron Skin takes it to 31, which is plus 8 protection. So I really do not need Body Ethereal against any of her, any of that. So I'd rather have this for the resistances. Okay, I almost forgot that Temper Flesh existed. That would be a mistake. Temper Flesh, Flying Shields, Iron Skin. Yeah, this is not going to die. We're going to win. Unless he has Serpent Chris or Dusk Daggers. Dusk Daggers, well, no one can actually forge Dusk Daggers in this entire game. Yeah, absolutely no one. There's no Death Astral. There's almost no death in this game. Who even has death? There's no death here. There's no death here. Well, there is, but it's on Fallen Angels that don't have Astral. There's no death here. And there's no death here. And there's no death or Astral here. So, wow, no Dusk Daggers. That's fortunate. What else can kill Pretenders? Nothing at Construction 3. So that's turn 29. And I will be seeing you chaps in the next turn, of course.